I know many sincere people, some Christians, some not, all who are actively seeking truth through prayer and study. Yet all these people that I know have come to stark contrasts in ideas, God, Jesus, Bible, prophecy, etc. For example, one of the people I'm referring to was a Sunday-keeping Christian who started praying for truth and began studying his Bible, but now is down a deep rabbit hole of Hebrew roots movement, which believes you must keep the old covenant laws and feasts in order to be saved. Yet for others who study and pray for answers and truth, they come to other ideology. I did and found you in design law. How can people truly ask for truth and light from God, yet receive completely different, opposite messages? Well, there are multiple answers to this, and they're all applicable, depending on how you're looking at this. First off, you have to understand for God, it isn't about fact knowledge, primarily. When he looks at who's saved and who's lost, when Christ comes in his clouds, and all the redeemed are meeting in heaven, who correctly knows every detail about the Bible? It's not about factually getting all the details right. The saved are those, and remember, go back to Matthew, the sheep and the goats. As you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it unto me. Okay? It is, do we have godly love in our hearts such that we will sacrifice for God and sacrifice for others, or do we have survival driven in our hearts that's solidified such that we sacrifice others for self? This is the big divide. And so all the different details of ritual and denomination and all that will fade away in the hereafter as we all come to one agreement on the ultimate fact details. But all those who are saved, coming from all the different walks, will have the common love for God and love for others in the way they function and how they treat others. Now, with that being said, as you look at the fact knowledge, each one of us have our own histories. We come from our own places. We have our own journeys. We have our own biases. We have our own prejudices. And so God is leading people in their individual journey to that heart transformation renewal such that they die to self, love God, and love others. If a person's particular mindset, journey, history, biases, presumptions, and assumptions, that person needs to go through a wilderness journey and feasts and festivals in order to find that truth. God will lead them into that place. Others may be led down a different process and a different fellowship to find those same truths because they have their different biases and concerns that they're working out. So one way to view this is a metaphor of golf. And on the golf course, the golfer has many different clubs. They use a sand wedge for the ball when it's in the sand. They use a putter on the green. They use a driver on the tee. They use an iron in the fairway. And there's a principle here. But notice, every time they strike the ball, their goal is to move it towards the hole. God is the golfer, okay? Potter, clay, golfer, ball, okay? It's a metaphor. And he's trying to move us all towards the cup of his salvation, okay? And and we're all in different places, and he approaches us and plays or moves us with what's necessary down the right direction, okay? And so that's why I don't get caught up too much into a lot of these arguments. Yes, I think that now the devil is also working. And so if the question is, how can people who are pursuing truth be deceived? That's a different question. See, I took this in a very positive light, that people can have different conclusions and all still be on the same path to the same eternal life. But there can be people, and Jesus describes those people. They said to me, Lord, Lord, we did all this in your name, yet ye hence, ye workers of iniquity, I never knew you. Okay? And so that goes back to then the motive of the heart. You will find Jesus when you seek him with... So some people study Bible not to find Jesus. They study the Bible to get their doctoral degree in theology. They do, to get a job, to be able to write papers, to prove a point to their neighbor. Okay? And if you're studying the Bible for these purposes, you're not going to find Jesus, because you're not actually seeking him with your heart. You're seeking something else, and you all find what you seek. Yeah. So that's another reason, and we can't judge the heart, and I'm not judging him. I'm just saying a reality of how it works, okay?